Hi, this is Karen with inspiredbygraham.com. Welcome to my channel. Today we will be making a birthday card, but I'm going to be changing out the Magnolia Lane Designer Series paper with a different pattern, but we'll keep all the other colors the same. So this is what the inside looks like. It uses a 4 by 5¼ panel and with a strip of that Designer Series paper down here. All right. So the stamp set we're going to be using tonight is Peaceful Moments, and this is a cling stamp set, and it's found in the mini catalog. We'll be using the sentiment Happy Birthday. But this card here can be anything, you know, any of these sentiments work with this pattern and this paper here. Okay, so the dies that we'll be using are the Stitch So Sweetly dies, and they come also in the mini catalog. These are by far my favorite dies. It gives you lots of options for rectangles that are scalloped and stitched, and also these kind of fancy shapes as well. So we're going to be using this one right here, and I've already die cut ahead of time the petal pink here. All right, so let's get started creating the card. It's very simple. I'll bring all my supplies in here. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to be changing up the pattern, and I'm going to be using this pattern of the Magnolia Lane Designer Series paper. And this is cut 3 by 4. This is cut 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. So just a 1/4 inch bigger than the Designer Series paper. So I'm just going to use my liquid Tombow liquid glue here. Just put a little bit on the back side. And I'm just going to lay this down and give it a nice press. The thing about this glue, it does dry very quickly. All right, so on the back side of this panel, we're going to be using, since this panel is on the smaller size, I'm just going to use 4 dimensionals and just bring them in a little bit. That way it won't buckle in the middle. It shouldn't buckle too much if it does at all. And I'm just using my fingernails here to get it pressed. And we'll release the backings. All right, so we're going to set this aside, and we're going to bring in our card base and the other panel. So this Magnolia Lane Designer Series paper is cut 2 by 5 1/2. And this is Mossy Meadow card base, and it is cut 5 1/2 by 8 1/2 and scored at your 4 1/4, your standard A2 size base. So what we're going to do is we're going to add this piece on. I'm going to leave a little bit of the Mossy Meadow showing here, and this piece here goes edge to edge. So I'll just bring in my Tombow glue once again. Just add a little bit right there. All right, so now I'm just going to leave a 1/4 inch space here so that Mossy Meadow comes through. This is my favorite green. This and Old Olive colors are my favorite green. All right, so that's there. We're going to add this piece on. Now make sure that when you're looking at your Designer Series paper, do you like it going one way or the other? I like it going this way only because my eye actually is going towards this flower here, so I'm gonna just think that's gonna be my more focal point. And all I want, I'm looking at this side here, I don't care about this side, I want a 1/4 inch border here because it will match this border on the left side. Okay, and I'm also gonna look at top and bottom just to make sure they're equal. You can use your grid paper if you want, but for me, I don't use it too much. All right, so actually it's a little crooked, but that'll work. All right, so we are going to put this aside. We're going to stamp. Again, I've got the Mossy Meadow ink. And I've got my, what size block is this? This is a C block. And we're stamping on cardstock rather than the Whisper White. So I like to just leave it on, pressed down for a good, like, 5 seconds just so that ink can absorb into that cardstock. Gives it a chance just to get that extra absorption. All right, so we'll close that up. And that looks like it's dry, so I'm just going to turn it over. And I'm going to add 2 dimensionals to the back side of our sentiment. And again, give it a press with your fingernails and just peel them off. And we'll bring our card back in. Now you can put it anywhere you want. I don't really want to cover up that flower. So I'm kind of just like looking around, where do I want to put it the best. And you know what, this is really bugging me because this is not straight. So let's just fix it. You can just pull it up real carefully. You should be able to move it so it's in a better spot. Okay, that's a little bit better. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're just going to add this on, and I'm going to add it right about in the middle here and right kind of to the right side of this paper here. So it's in the middle of the 3x4 paper. All right. So now what we're going to do is add some rhinestones, and these are the basic jewel rhinestones. They come in 3 different sizes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a big one in the middle and 2 little ones. And I like to work in odd numbers, so we're going to add 3. So that looks just really nice. Just really sets the card off. And it looks like I got some Mossy Meadow ink on there. So you have to be careful. I find Mossy Meadow ink does kind of like gets on your hands and what have you. All right, so now this is the inside panel. You're going to need to add a panel on the inside because that's too dark. And to do that, I'm going to bring in my silicone mat because this is a really small piece of Designer Series paper, and I don't want to, it's just not going to hold very well. So I'm just going to add that to the bottom. And this piece was a 1/2 inch by 4. And I'll just bring in my snail again, just at the top. I don't put it all around all 4 sides just because I don't think it needs to. Just give it a press there. And there you have it. So we've got this card we just made, and we have this card as well. So both patterns look better. I'm not sure which one I like better. I think I kind of like this one because it's a little bit softer, but I do like both patterns. So let me know in the comments which one you prefer, the darker one with the basic black or just the Whisper White one there. So for all your Stampin' needs, please visit my website at inspiredbygraham.com. Thanks for watching.